Oh, yeah. Is it tomorrow, Fat Tuesday?
Fat Tuesday, yeah.
But I thought
Didn't
it
get
was...
too crazy. A couple beads.
But that's March.
Yeah, I guess it is March 1st, isn't it? I don't know.
What?
Nice.
What'd you think of that, Frank?
Nice.
Oh, that's great, man.
I thought that was good.
You should do that.
We got one of those earlier with someone opened one and it like echoed throughout the.
I thought that was great. I thought that was one of the great moments of today's show.
Yeah, well,
I thought you were going to go
moisture in the
longer with
microphone
with Sai out there, so I started up on a bubbly. It's coming back to bite me.
Yeah, look at that. Cheers. Cheers to you. Open up a can of...
Look, I mean, last week we
show.
talked about how you're not supposed to take snacks out of, and take them home.
Yeah. No, this came from Joe.
Okay.
My best bud.
You just throw him under the bus.
Why? What do you mean? I'm not allowed to have this?
Hey, you can have it, yeah.
Let me tell you something. I run this ish, okay? Crazy day, but wait a second. Mardi Gras. I'm big into the texting and typing in the middle of the show.
Yeah, been a lot of that too.
222. March 1st. I always thought Mardi Gras has it been delayed?
I don't know. I don't know the rules for it. I don't think it was delayed.
Good on you.
I highly doubt it was.
No, I think it actually went the season of Mardi Gras. Okay, all right, fine. That's nice. Have you ever done Mardi Gras in New Orleans?
No, I have some friends down there this past weekend though for it. I usually do the king cakes, but I've discovered since moving up north that like king cakes are not as popular up here. So I actually
such a great comment on your part. My good friend Daniel Cormier, you may be familiar with him, the king of Louisiana.
Yeah,
told me all about king cakes. And
they're amazing.
Never heard of it. Told me about him. Never seen him. Last weekend was at the grocery store. Saw the king cakes.
I couldn't find one anywhere here.
Yeah.
The best I could find was cupcakes. I was going to buy a king cake for the whole squad. We were going to do the whole baby thing.
Yeah.
Found the baby. Good luck. I couldn't find one up here. No one really knows what it is.
Yeah.
Half the team back here didn't know what it is.
Whole Foods had it.
I guess I could have checked there. I didn't check Whole Foods.
It's a blend of coffee cake and cinnamon roll. It's amazing.
I've
never had it.
You've never had it?
Never had it.
It's amazing. Yeah.
King cake is usually iced in yellow, green, and purple, the colors of Mardi Gras,
There you go.
and is frequently packed with fruit fillings. And decadent cream cheeses.
Yes,
Decadent.
yes. Sometimes you can get it's almost like a cheese Danish filling. It's amazing. It's amazing. Do you warm it up a little bit?
Now, the one thing I'm curious about, it says hidden within these seasoned sweets also lie a special surprise, a plastic king cake baby to continue the fun. Why is there why is there a baby? Do you know the answer to this?
It's like good luck, like prosperity.
It's a symbol. Okay, it's baby Jesus. He's placed inside each cake to signify the epiphany. The person who gets the slice that contains the baby is known as the king. They are charged with the responsibility of bringing a king cake to the next event.
Oh, wow. I thought it was good luck. I thought it was like,
There you go.
something like that. Wow. So you just,
Have you ever gone to
stuck
king?
with the bill
The king
for
baby.
the next one?
Yeah.
Nah, because they normally give you the baby on the side and then you like.
That's no fun. That's no fun. Well, what a day.
What a day, man. What a day. My jaw dropped when you got the news on the...
That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was like,
Now-
really shocked.
I did notice something. New York Rick sent me a text or a Slack. He said, make sure you check your text. It's at 2:07. Now, I think I only checked my text like 10 minutes later. At what point, New York Rick, were you going to tell me to check my text that there was actual news sitting there? Like, did you know this while I'm doing the interview, GC?
No, I had no clue. I think Rick's about to respond.
I'm just curious.
Bring it here.
Yeah. Bring it over to New York Rick for a second, Yoon, if you don't mind.
If I was privy
To what the information was?
to what the information was, that would change the conversation, right?
You don't think there's like maybe someone gets in my ear, hey, check your text, it's important?
No, because if it wasn't, then is that what you would want?
You don't think Danny, I mean, like, I feel like Danny's pretty, trustworthy. He's going to give us good information.
Yeah, he did, I think the blame has to fall at the feet of the person who didn't give me the full info, right?
How about the follow-up question like, hey, what's the info?
Nah.
No, not a
Were
good
you
follow-up
sitting
question.
on this? You knew this?
Yeah, it sounded
No,
like,
before
I mean,
it
he
happened?
literally, I have a Slack message here. Check your text. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I have it right there. You're watching the interview. You're like, hey, I wonder what that text says as it pertains to RDA.
Given a text to me that said, send this message to Ariel.
Yeah.
Said, done deal. You got it. No problem.
You didn't say like, hey, what's it about?
No, not if somebody wants to tell you something and tell you what it's about, they will say that, right?
Nah.
Somebody.
Most people
What do
come
you
on the
mean,
show
no?
that don't want to tell me things. I ask them questions about what they don't want to talk about.
Okay, well, my relationships with people when they want to tell me something that
Yeah.
I should know, they'll tell me what that information that I should know is.
Couldn't disagree
In this
more.
case, you couldn't disagree with that more. That if somebody wants you to know something, they will tell you that something.
Hey, Eric, I sent Ariel a text about RDA, try to get his attention. That's essentially what it said?
Correct. No, it's basic to something to that effect. Yeah, fair.
My line of thinking would have been, hey, he usually doesn't check his phone or Slack during the show. What is it? Maybe I could get in his ear and alert him.
Yeah, that would have been your line of thinking. My line of thinking was pass that message along, which I did. Ariel will see that or his text message, which you did.
Well, I mean, thank God. Thank God I saw it. Could you imagine if we did that whole interview and then I saw the text message? Would have been one of the worst moments of my life.
It might be time to call him back.
Oh, God. I mean, that would have been horrible.
But yes, if that information was for me, then it would have been for me. Is where I net out on that.
All right.
Fair? Unfair?
I would have done it differently. But now it's a tough spot for you to be in because you're not a producer of the show, although, you're like by proxy.
Sure.
I would have said,
Formerly.
I would have said, hey, what's it about? Oh, he's out? Damn. Well, Ariel's doing an interview right now about a fight that's not happening. Maybe I should
You know
tell him.
what? How about this? You're asking me to be proactive and do it. We're going to text Danny Rubenstein right now. If I had asked what this was about,
100%. He would have said yes. He would have told you.
are you telling me? Why didn't you tell me to begin with?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to find out the answer to this.
I think he's going to say, yeah, of course.
We're going to find out.
All right. We'll talk to you in a second. I want to take away from
Yeah. Go back to GC.
GC.
We'll get to the bottom of this after.
Update to come at 11. How'd we do this weekend?
Not as good as you advertised. At the beginning of the show. Yeah, it was.
I mean, people were talking you up. I was like, oh, all right.
I mean, we had some winners, but we also had some losers. We had more losers. It was kind of like a frustrating weekend. We ended up losing 1.7 units, but
oh, that's not so bad.
We'll come back from. We got a pay-per-view this weekend. I've already put some bets down. I've actually had some bets on this one for a minute. It was just kind of frustrating the ways in which we lost. I mean, we can start it off. We'll go with the Bellator singles here. I mean, losing that Leah McCourt fight, having to watch Kavanaugh have no leg for the last round and a half was that was pretty frustrating. It was not enjoyable to watch that. I was definitely getting frustrated. UFC singles, we can go to those.
Damn. Okay.
I mean,
I see what you mean.
The Ji Yeon Kim decision.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was bad.
That was a bad one. Actually, our good friend Danny, who we just spoke of, is her manager. He was livid about that one.
I mean, I don't see how you're not livid. The damage, outstriking her, well over 2-1. I mean, that was definitely peak frustration. Misha Serkinov, he looked great until he didn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
he got there.
He was like minus 800. The Joel Alvarez, probably wasn't going to win the fight anyway, but pretty, he got caught bad with that elbow.
Yeah.
So once the blood started pulling up in the eyes. And then the Makhachev, man. As soon as he took him down, I was like, I am an idiot for taking the over 1.5. You just knew it was done.
Remember when you said that? I'm not going to play the game of I should have told, but I was like, oh.
I know, you come to rub it in the face. Yeah.
No, I'm not that. I was
Classic
just saying that.
Helwani.
But historically, he gets done quick and,
I mean, he made it
given
look
the
easy.
circumstances with, Bobby taking the fight on short notice.
I can't get mad at it either because we'll get to the parlays right here. He finished off the super mega chalk square parlay, which the least frustrating thing that happened, Josh Taylor, I was on the right side of that in the parlay, but I feel like that was like a deal with the devil because then I think I lost 5 straight bets after the Josh Taylor.
I didn't realize you did that. Did you do that on the show?
No, I didn't put it out on the show.
Oh, wow.
That was a Bellator PFL Challenger Series boxing.
That's awesome.
UFC parlay.
Yo, He did not win that fight.
No shot.
He did not win that fight.
No shot. He won that.
It was a fun fight. That referee was out of his mind. It was the classic, like you see this in the NBA all the time. Like guy calls travel, and then he comes back and calls like a ticky-tack foul. Both those things offset, but like it felt like he lost control of the fight. And I just don't know how. I really don't know how they didn't score that for Catterall. Actually, no. Sorry, I take that back. I know how they didn't score it for Catterall. You could see it coming a mile away. They're in fucking.
If I had been really smart, I would have. Going into the 11th round, I looked at the live odds, and Catterall was minus 1,000, and Josh Taylor coming back was like plus 550. If I really had a brain, I would have live bet Josh Taylor right there.
Yeah, I looked at it. He started off as I saw as high as 2,000, minus 2,000.
Yeah.
And then I saw him at one point, like in the 7th or 8th, he was plus 250, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, the hometown cooking.
Yeah.
Came into play pretty hard. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, it was just a wild weekend. So to wrap things up here, to put a bow on it, down 1.7 units, still up for the year, still up overall, looking to bounce back on the UFC 272. Always feel good going into pay-per-view cards.
Yeah.
I feel like we found
you're still doing great.
Found some pretty good success with those. So yeah, not going to win every weekend.
By the way, speaking of, I've been very vocal about the open scoring stuff. I'm a big fan. You're a sports fan, right?
Yeah.
You're a good person to ask this because you actually watch other sports and you're well versed in them. In favor or not in favor?
I'm like not like a huge live bettor, so I would be in favor of it. I feel like some people that are against it are like, oh no, I like placing live bets. Sometimes the odds are skewed, like the Josh Taylor fight.
Sure.
No, I'm completely in favor of it. I wish we could see it going in, and the fighters could too. I think they may go about it differently.
So I just got an email from an actual judge who has seen me talk about open scoring. I won't say his name. If you're cornering, it starts off with this: F open scoring. If you're cornering a fighter in a world title fight, he's 3 up, and in the 4th, he gets eye poked, and it's clear he's running out of steam. What are you going to do? You're going to tell him to stay down. We'll take the technical decision. All right, first of all, most people would do that. That is not an argument against open scoring. Continues. Flippant responses aside, it would make my job a lot more high pressure and a lot less enjoyable. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, what is this? So every judge in any other sport, right? Like you talk about figure skating, you talk about tennis, you talk about officials in basketball, baseball, football, everyone, there's accountability, right? We know exactly what is going on as it is going on. But paid enough to deal with this nonsense, then fine. But I don't buy that. I speak to a lot of judges. He continues, as you might imagine, none of us want or like the idea of open scoring. I'd be more up for a half-point system, to be honest. Totally different discussion. I think that would solve few problems logically. Also, there's no evidence it would proactively produce exciting rounds. I'm not trying to proactively produce anything. I'm just trying to get the fighters to know that if they're down, they need to pick the pace up. If they're about to be robbed, they should know that.
I mean, they're scoring it live, are they not? Like they have the round written down.
What's the difference?
It's done. Why can the viewers and the fighters not just see it?
And so I think there's some people who would be like, oh, if Judge X is on an island by himself and he just scored the round, let's say it's Covington Masvidal, and this dude got it wrong, right? He got it wrong. He scored for Masvidal when the other two scored. Does he now try to make up for it in the next round and it screws up his line of thinking? You know what? You know what I say? Tough noogie. Be better. Be better at your job. If you can't take that, be better at your job. Don't hide. Don't hide behind, they hardly even say the names these days. They just go, one judge scores it 29, 28, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this idea goes on. If you know you're up, you're way more likely to play it safe. Well, first of all, there are rules that actually counter that. There are rules that should stop fighters, prohibit fighters from playing it safe, from timidity, from running away, from not engaging. Dock a point. That being said, I did this other promotion. They have open scoring, but you're not named. Okay. It seems to me, so it's just done with a graphic of 2/3 judges went red, 1/3 went blue. Okay. That, in all honesty, wasn't too bad, but I think it's a very complex debate to have. I don't. I'm against it, but I'd be interested to hear someone make legitimate, compelling argument for it. How about this one? the fighters should know where they stand going into a fight where, by the way, more often than not, you're only making 50% if you lose, right? You should know where you stand. It sounds to me like the officials that are, and I really like this person, I have a lot of respect for him. It sounds to me like the officials who aren't for this are the ones who just don't want to deal with the heat.
Yeah, I feel like he's saying make a compelling argument for open scoring when I feel like you should be like, I don't feel like he made a compelling argument
against it.
open
Yeah,
scoring.
we don't want the heat.
Protected.
Yeah.
Like the Kim decision and the Taylor decision. Like
Right.
everyone watching, most people watching believed that the wrong person got their hand raised.
And yeah, I don't know. I saw it somewhere, the breakdown, but like imagine Catterall knew going into the 12th round that he needed to do something. He needed to absolutely win that round. He needed to finish. Kim knew like does it mess with them if a thing shows up on the screen? By the way, I actually think like right before they start, like let's say it's like the 1 minute in between rounds, and right before the third round begins or right before the fifth round begins, it flashes on the screen. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's freaking compelling. That adds another, like, A, that is compelling. And B, there is no fighter who's in there in a cage with someone else who's going to then start running around. If this dude, if I'm fighting you and you know now that you are down going into the fifth round, what would it be? 48-47 if my math is correct, or 47-46 going into the fifth. You're like, holy crap, I need to go for it. If I want to win this money, if I want to win this belt, I need to go for it. How about this, guys? Why don't we just try it? Try it for like one event. I know Invicta has tried it and stuff, but like all these people who are anti it, I mean, this, my guy Sean Sheehan, he just threw out a bunch of assumptions. This is the craziest thing. This guy threw out a bunch of assumptions. I just got to read this because I was like, first of all, I mean, Sean, like with all due respect, bud, like you acting like, just because you had a couple conversations with a few, judges makes you an expert at something does not make you or I an expert. But I love the fact that he tagged the Kansas Commission, and then the Kansas Commission actually agreed with me on this. Where is it? I just got to read this because it was absolutely ridiculous. We've had Sean on the show. I like Sean. He does great work. Got the Connor interview this weekend. Fantastic. But he was 1,000% wrong here. 1,000%. Well, let me just pull this up real quick. Sorry. Okay. Open scoring is a must if you want. And of course, and he's being a little, he's being a little cute here. More pressure on judges. The horror. The judges have more pressure on them. Oh my God. What will they do if there's more pressure on them? Less concentration from judges? What the hell does that mean? What is less concentration from judges? What, they can't concentrate after they put in their score and they see that their colleagues have now gone. What does that even mean? Top judges leaving the sport. Oh, the horror. The top judges are going to leave the sport because now there's actually accountability for their scorecard. What does that mean? Less qualified judges in big fights. Oh, these are very compelling reasons. Okay, so assumption. Badly scored rounds. Okay, we're just going to say badly scored rounds. Not like there aren't badly scored rounds every freaking Saturday night on every freaking card all across the world, and actual robberies that we don't have now. I mean, we just talked about 2 cards outside, like Kim, Taylor, pick a freaking fight.
Like robbery.
What is this? Yeah. What are we talking about?
It's like that person did not win the fight. Like you almost say like going for it. Like it seemed like Ketchawera was like, I'm losing the fight. I'm going for it. And she just started going crazy with the elbows. Like it felt like it was almost like there was open scoring and she knew that she had to go for it. Like it's like, I don't know. And then, I mean, messing with people money, man. I mean, one person sent me a $10 to win $13,282, and they went 11 for 12 on the parlay, and the one that they missed was Kim.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shout out to Andrew Lynn.
Listen, you know what I would say to the dissenters? I would say, show me a reason why we shouldn't have open scoring. Every other sport on the planet has it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, your precious little viewing experience would be affected. Guess what? I would say, if they're being honest, 95% of the fighters would say, yeah, I would like to know where I stand. Especially if I'm about to get screwed up the wazoo here, I'd like to know where I stand.
Yeah.
Islam Makhachev just tweeted, thank you to Casey for this. 170, let's do it. We have unfinished business.
With RDA?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to send this.
That would be insanity. That would be insanity, dude.
Yo, I mean, can we get credit for this? I mean, like,
this is crazy. Like, I mean, that would be.
I mean, he didn't tag me, which I'm a little bit hurt by, but yeah, we all know the reason why. He tagged a bunch of other people. Didn't even tag MMA fighting. Come on, Islam. Here I am saying you deserve the title shot. Can I get a tag at least?
I feel
For
like
God's sake.
I feel like the only way to step up I feel like we're really missing something from RDA Fiziev. I was really looking forward to that. I feel like
This is the only.
this would even be better. Like that would be. I mean, that would be crazy. Makhachev goes in and wins fairly easily. What no one can say anything after that? Or would people say still that he's like?
Oh no, I mean, and by the way, even if it's at 170, I don't care.
Oh man, I didn't even put two and two together there that he'd be going up a weight class.
Who cares?
No.
No, but I'm saying even if he beats him at 170, if he beats him at 170, he still deserves a title shot.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he deserves the title shot now anyway.
Right.
I mean, he's just dominating.
Actually, you got to give Islam props. He can literally just say, "I'm out of here. I got a flight to catch." Like that, you got to give him props.
If what he said in the post-fight interview is true about Khabib getting the call and Dana saying he's next,
he doesn't have to say this.
Yeah, that would just be gamer stuff, man.
Now, in this tweet, he doesn't say when, but he is retweeting. Also, he's retweeting. I mean, with all due respect, it happened on the show. I mean, could we get the retweet? I mean, come on. Anyway, he retweets. I'm assuming he's referring to this weekend.
I mean, I would assume.
Wow.
I would assume, yeah. That'd be crazy, man. That would be crazy.
Anyway, I was just laughing about these tweets like, oh, yeah, more pressure on judges, less content. What is this?
I want more pressure on judges. I want them to really feel the heat when they're making these decisions because, I
want them to be better.
This severely affects these fighters' careers. Kim could be out of the UFC now. That's 3 straight losses for her.
Give me a good reason why.
Think about Catterall's career.
This dude, this guy came out of nowhere. Taylor's the pound-for-pound guy. He's in the top 5, top 10, whatever. And all of a sudden, he ain't getting that fight again.
Yeah.
Taylor said after the fight, he's going to 147. He's not getting that fight. Why would Taylor give him that fight again unless he had to? Here's the thing. Give me a good reason why we shouldn't have this. Why every other sport on the planet, the athletes. I was talking to Marty Fish this past Saturday. Silver medalist in the Olympic Games, 2004. Played in the U.S. Open, made it as far as the quarterfinals. Could you imagine if tennis players, I actually think tennis is a great comparison. Could you imagine if tennis players did not know where they stood going into that 5th set? Could you imagine where you just have to kind of guess? Now I know there's definitive, this is in this.
It's definitive
but
points.
Still, you lose track. I don't know. Could you imagine there isn't an apples to apples comparison?
Gymnastics,
figure skating,
score,
probably
immediately.
Yeah, you get the score immediately.
So the gymnastics teams know what they have to do to win.
You need to know you're going into that final routine that you need to freaking step it up. You can't coast here,
man. I'm with you, no doubt.
Crazy.
No doubt.
No, but listen, we don't want pressure on the judges. I mean, that's we want them. We want them to go to the bar afterwards, have a nice drink, and be relieved of all pressure. So God bless. Yeah. All right. Well, Wednesday we'll get your picks. We're gonna do.
I still got to give a couple shout outs.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I got all fired up
I
here.
Just have to do it.
No, please.
This was actually a tough week for the big hitter, man. A lot of people cashed out. A lot of people on the Cachoeira call. It was a great week for a lot of people. We'll start with the big hitter here, Julian, JMN Betting MMA on Twitter. He called every UFC fight correctly, and then he just threw on Gegard for good measure, 12 legs, plus 35,450, turns 25 pounds into 8,887.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's just unbelievable.
That is insanity.
Every UFC fight, right?
And Gegard.
Got the main event in
the entire card
as well. Yeah, I mean,
now, of course, he got the Cachoeira fight wrong, but
Well, no, he got it right. He got it right. He's got all I see is the green check mark. That's all that matters in betting. Honorable mentions, some great cashes here. Paul Shaughnessy, other half of the Dogger Pass podcast, at Paul Shag on Twitter, the man. He puts on $100 on Terrence McKinney, round 1 submission. Absolutely nailed this fight. Comes back with $1,700. It was plus $1,700. Sandler, this guy, also called every single fight correctly on the UFC card. Turns $10 into over $1,600 plus $16,000. And then our man Adam Skillington, he's been on the show before. He's in the Hall of Fame for hitting a plus 100,000 ticket. He hits a 9-leg plus 4,221 Bellator and UFC parlay, 90 euros into over 4,000 euros. I mean, a lot of people that got left off the honorable mentions. I mean, you can be mad for getting left off. This was just a week where people were just cashing out.
Killing it,
dude. Killing it. DraftKings, shout out to Cody Hampton. I'm not doing can't do the animation this week. There was no profile picture. That's the new rule.
Oh, yeah, it's a new
it's a new rule.
So now I am actually losing out on this.
Yeah, now it's affecting you. I mean, no profile picture. We can't do the animation. But John Sal, he won the big exec league. There we go. We did get a picture for this. Me and him just got off the chopper.
Respect, dog.
Look at that.
Respect.
I mean, having some champagne. Great lineup for John Sal. Gets it done in the executive league. And then we're going big this week, man. This is the week we've had it circled on the calendar. 200 people in the money league, 50 in the exec league. We're going for it all.
Wow, this is the big one.
This is the big one, man. Hopefully we're going to get it. Already created the leagues. A bunch of people have already joined, so hopefully we can get to those numbers. Last one I'm going to shout out. Christian Eriksen, my guy.
He's back?
He's back, man.
Was this the first time back?
First time back since the cardiac arrest at the
Wow.
259 days later, my guy, the doppelganger. So they say.
Wow.
He's back. So shout out to
That's
Christian
a great,
Eriksen.
that was a scary scene, man. I remember that
God.
during
Terrifying.
Euro. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Terrifying.
Wow, good for him.
Shout out to Christian Eriksen.
By the way, Frank, some breaking news.
Ooh.
We should have actually used this a lot more this episode.
You think it would have fit with RDA? He looked pretty.
He looked freaking mad. I don't know if he would have appreciated it.
I don't think it would have been in good taste.
Just spoke to RDA's manager via text. He says RDA is 170 right now, and they would take it. Have they offered it? No. So I don't know. Does that qualify as a breaking news?
I mean,
things are happening right now.
Is
this one of those episodes that we stay on till 9 p.m. and just wait till it? You know what's going to happen, by the way. You know exactly they're waiting for us to end the show, and then they're going to feed it. You know,
Ali's over there. Just no.
Just wait. Just hold it. Just wait. Just wait. 5:01 Eastern. We're going to put this out there, and this whole show is going to. Let me tell you something. If you're listening to this after the fact, just know we've been on top of this from the get-go. We're doing interviews. We're talking to Logan Paul, one of the most famous people on the planet right now, and we're breaking news at the same time. No big deal.
Listen, Islam is my guy.
Yeah.
Want him to get the belt. You know, I have the ticket on him. Is there any chance he has no intentions and he just tweeted this? You know, I don't think so. He tagged Akamoto and
John Morgan and all those guys.
John Morgan.
Nah, listen. One thing about those Dagestani dudes, like they don't, I don't think they mess around like this.
I mean, he's sick. Like he's so good. I think he can.
Honestly, he didn't break a sweat on Saturday.
No, it was absolute domination.
And prior to that,
I'm embarrassed that I took the over 1.5. That I even doubted that he wouldn't get it done that fast.
Aaron Bronstedt reporting that Dana White says they have not found the replacement. What's happening here?
Bronstedt also saying, talks are really heating up with Burns and Chimaev.
Yeah, we already reported that. That's old news.
I just need to be official, man. I need to be official. I need the line.
By the way, Moicano's a great one too.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to get an update on Moicano.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Man, Fiziv's birthday was this Saturday too.
Ah, poor guy. Yeah. Poor guy. Well, look, at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that, the judges are happy and that they're comfortable and,
Hey, shout out to Alex Weber. He just hit me up on Twitter and he said 14 of 15 media members scored the fight for Kim.
Wow.
All 3 judges scored it for Cachoeira. I don't think I'm going to let this one go for a while.
That is a crazy stat.
I mean,
that is a crazy. I guess he.
Yeah.
I guess he found out through MMA Decisions does a great job.
Yep, he tagged them via MMA Decisions. Shout out MMA Decisions.
Well, I've done a couple of interviews with officials in the past, so that makes me an expert on judging. And based on my information, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let that one go. All right, well, thank you very much. Good luck to you, and we shall talk to you on Wednesday. All right, everyone. Thank you very much to G City. Great stuff.